Hello viewers, and welcome back to our campaign for To End All Wars. I'm your host, BBG, and well, you are, probably watching this sometime in the middle of September, though, at the time of recording here, it is it's actually September 3rd here, and well, it's the beginning of the new school year, so, I'm going back to university, of course, for another year, and well, you guys are probably doing the same, I'd assume. So, I've already said that we are doing this, you guys probably already know that I schedule these episodes by now, and, continuing forwards from there, it's been quite a few days since I've played the game, though I've already recorded this, once before, so we'll just go through the turn, or do a short recap of what I've done here for late March, and I guess we'll just advance the turn, because I found out next turn is when the Great Melt happens, and I think the terrain goes back to its original state. So, first and foremost, I need to do this. I need to key off this task right here, the concessions to Italy thing. So, I think we've already explained this thing. Effectively, what we can do here is that we can trade a bit of Austria and a large amount of alignment, national morale, and victory points for a hefty bonus with Italy. The thing is that it would seem as though the French also get a lot of these Italian influential decisions, is how I'd put them. And with that said, one of the things that we should note right now is that Italy is actually in the war it will be in the war with the Western powers soon enough, seeing as how currently it has that 100%. And this is because it looks like the French have been steadily firing off events here, and I didn't notice until now. And lastly, they fired off this one. It was apparently some special person who was an Italian writer, a poet, journalist, and some other things, evidently. And he apparently made speeches in favor of Italy's entry onto the Central Powers, I guess, and things really went from there. So yeah, it's rather unfortunate that fired off, and well, with that event firing off, we need to do some things to of course counteract the newly founded Italian threat, though it probably won't be too big of an issue. Just checking up on these fronts, I saw that we had a large accumulation of war supplies and also state funds, and well, I just spent that on a nice, lovely set of German artillery and infantrymen, seeing as I will need those units to, of course, shore up the Western Front once more, and of course to join up over here on the Eastern Front on the main pushes here. So that is basically recruiting and all, but one of the big things that I've noticed is that, seeing as how, if you guys recall from the technological changes, now our nations, rather, I think all of the factions now, all of the factions have this level 2 aviation gear, which comes with the interrupter gear as well. And what this does is that it effectively unlocks the fighters for the Air Force, and well, looks like we made quite the startling discovery on turn 1915, late March here, seeing as how on day 5 we lost a ton of aircraft here. So on day 5, it looks like the French actually had like 10, or sorry, not 10, but like somewhere right around 5 to 6 of these airplane squadrons, and these are fighters. I'm not really sure if you can tell by the little icons. The recon planes have a different icon, but they're really small, and even with the full resolution, of course, quality of a regular computer screen, it's very hard to tell. But yeah, it looks like the French are deploying fighters now, and they have wreaked quite a few devastating attacks here on our guys on day 5. They flew I think 5 battles in day 5 just alone, and we suffered on average like 7, 6, 9. We had a massive loss of 14 planes here during one turn, rather during one day in one province, mind you, though it would seem as though the French seem to be rotating in and out these plane squadrons of sorts and stuff like that there. So in terms of front movements, leading off, training off of the airplane stuff, what I decided to do is that currently we're putting up a good fight on the defensive. The French probably won't make another stab at the fortress lines defense here, at least not for the next some time. So I think we'll just strengthen this line here, redistribute our forces after the little push into Metz, or the counterattack at Metz. We'll redistribute those forces. I'm going to pull the airfields back into the back ranks for now, and I'm going to wait for a while, see whether or not we can perhaps build our 4 air fighter divisions soon enough, though it's said to take 90 days. See whether or not those come into effect, and I'm going to shore up the Austrian defense here with a few German reserve armies. They'll be fighting on foreign soil, so I believe they suffer a tad, or rather they suffer a morale hit, but either way I think they'll be more useful in that position as opposed to pulling off troops from the Serbian front. On the Serbian front, just more or less minor movements here, though I think the weather is clearing up inside this area. Actually, yeah, the weather over here is fine, so we might be able to make some more movements there as opposed to, say, some of these fronts. In regards to this area in particular, the fighting in Italy, it'll be quite the change of pace, mainly due to the amount of impassable hills here. These little brown chunks of terrain, these are impassable mountain ridges, and as you can see, they form these nice choke points that either span across alpine mountains or fortresses that the Austrians contain or hold. So this should put up a nice defense force against really anything that the Italians send, hopefully. So that's that. Overall, I think in the other portions of the world, our guys are either unactivated, such as the case in the Ottoman Empire, or just still bogged down by the weather. But it should clear up next turn. So we'll wait this out. We'll see what happens. And I'm just conducting very, very minor movements. And in fact, I think I'll get these 2 armies just to sit here to do their thing and be ready for for spring, pretty much. So I'll see you guys back in 1 turn. Okay, so apparently we made an assault in the Ottoman area, and it looks like that was repulsed. I'm not really, I don't really remember that assault, but alright, fair enough. Oh, actually, would you look at that? Well, that is late March finished right there. So it was quite an uneventful turn. I mean, you have some action going on inside the colonial regions here. I'd assume a lot of movements on the Russian front and some mobilization inside Italy. So yeah, very, very uneventful turn. And well, I guess we had that other fight in. Actually, yeah, that's pretty much it. The one fight in the Ottoman Empire as well. So, the game needs its time to process. We'll let it do its thing. And I really hope that the minute this camera goes over to Europe, everything will clear up by now. Let's check the forecast here. And, well, things are getting slightly better. I mean, it's only mud now in Prussia and Germany and all. And the lovely green bits of weather are coming through now, so at least that's good. Evidently, they have clear weather on the impassable mountains here, so that's that. And would you look at that? The Italians are mobilizing. They actually have not a bad amount of infantry here. So we'll let them do their thing. We'll see what we can do about shoring up the defenses here, making it difficult for them to move through. And, well, I guess we'll have to finish up the war quickly here, take a few more possessions coming from the Eastern powers here, and hopefully break them down soon enough. One thing that I want to mention here is that steadily for the last, quite some time, they've been dropping steadily inside combat power, so this is, of course, a nice indication that, of course, we're winning on this front and all. So that's that. Checking over the logs here, let's see, we had a few minor battles, not too much happened. Some minor diplomatic actions occurred, and that is pretty much it. So yeah, the Western powers accept them into the alliance. Obviously, it only makes sense, and that really just goes there. And let's scan from Western Front. let's see. So two French corps moved way over here. We're not getting full intelligence on. We're not even getting half intelligence on these guys anymore. Seeing as that we pulled back our reconnaissance planes, though we have a rough approximation of what they have, and it doesn't look like they're going to make a stab anytime soon. Or they might. So we'll keep that area guarded for now. We'll just go forwards. So starting off with the Eastern Front, still a lot of mud here, unfortunately. And I think what I'll do is I'll get this army corps to make a stab, and I think I'll get them to press forwards here and see whether or not they can take out the Russian air base. So we'll try to make a stab at them over here. Our cavalry corps is really slow, but evidently we managed to trap an army here. Oh, this is another move that I forgot to mention. For whatever reason, an Eastern powers, a Russian corps managed to, I don't know, garrison the fortress at Lutzen over here. And with that said, I mean, it was quite weak, and what I immediately done was that I just immediately surrounded it. So I had hoped for a quick victory here in terms of taking down one fairly easy detachment of I guess Russian troops, but it looks like they're moving in their major armies over here. So I mean, we've already beat back Palarenikov multiple times now, though he's back with a new corps, and this force over here is, I'd assume, the remnants of the I think the second Russian army. So that's that. I think we'll just send a few more of our guys forwards here. We'll get them to do whatever they can. In this area of the world, our guys have full cohesion. We'll launch these guys. Hopefully they'll make an attack on these cavalry corps people there. Hopefully. Lock First Army. And I think we'll see. We'll see how long it takes for them to march forwards. It'll take a good amount of days. So I think we'll get them to press forwards one tile. And yeah, we'll just get them moving over here. They have a few minor corps. They are also suffering major cohesion penalties. So, I guess it's nice to know that that's not only us, I guess. In that case, we'll just go, and I think we'll get von Hindenburg's corps here. There are roads. Yeah, there's roads here. There's roads here as well. I want them to move into this tile, but I don't want to cross the river is the thing. I guess we'll just do that, really. We'll get them to go their route over here irregardless and see how far they, how much progress they make, I guess. So that'll be that area over there. Let's see, they have some militiamen, some cannons over here, and Pavel's corps. I think I'll get von Hausen's army to make a chase to, go and chase that army down. We'll see whether or not we can do some damage there. And that should take care of the front over here. I could transfer a few of the Austrian defenders from up here to help out on the southern front. Actually, that's a very viable option. Though it looks like they still have 3 of their major armies here, challenging 3 of my major armies. So we'll see. This area, our fortresses, I would imagine, being able to hold for quite some time. We'll see what they actually do here. In the meantime, I guess we'll just try to shift them back and forth a bit more to see whether or not they do anything there. Over here on the mountainside, our guys seem to be keeping pace fairly well. I'm gonna get these guys to make a small play over here. I'm going to switch the filter back onto the weather, seeing as how that seems to be a major player in our movements, of course. So overall, this area seems good. Over here, let's get our forces to launch a minor attack here. I think I'll get this army to help out. I'll try to make a stab into this region. Likewise, from over here, we'll try to shift over here. Yeah, I think we'll do something like that. We'll get them to shift over like that. Over here, I'll get these 2 armies to rest, actually, for now. And later on, we'll try to get them to perhaps push through here. Overall, I think we're doing a nice job in trapping that major army led by Radomir Putnik, so that's good. And over here we have 2 minor corps. There's some militiamen. That shouldn't be too bad. They might be reinforced by the big army over there, though, and only one of the officers are enabled, so I think we'll disable them for now. And speaking about this front, let's see. We have 1st Army posted over here. We have 3rd Army posted over here. We have a few army corps over here. And what about over here? We have 2 army corps over here. Would be nice if we were able to pull back, or yeah, pull some of those guys towards the front, but I don't think that's possible. So I guess what we'll do instead is we'll launch an attack on this fortress, see whether or not we can take it. Over here, let's see. Scouting's going good. We found some regular infantry and cavalry, so let's get these guys to move here, actually, and continue a very minor push through here and hopefully into that city over there soon enough. Over here, what's happening? There's a damaged railroad that we probably should fix up. I'll get these guys to combine. It looks like they're severely penalized for leading too many troops right now, so we'll get them to reorganize shortly. Though right now I'm going to see whether or not they can repair the railroad, and would you look at that? They can, so we'll get them to do that. Checking on this front, not too much is happening, and I think that's, yeah, that is another turn. I want to I want to speed up the pace here. So we'll do that. Checking out the Italian front they seem to want to surround this entire area. They seem to be making a major offensive. Currently I think we've shored up this line as best as we can for now, though I guess I could try to rotate a few more guys over here. I guess we'll see. We'll rotate more. We might as well. I'll send down 3 army corps, 3 actual Hungarian army corps, and hopefully they'll be able to hold. Okay, so a nice way to start the turn. A very nice Turkish victory over here inside the Caucasus region. And perfect. Pushed back the cavalry troop over here. So that's good. Let's see. Major army moves. Didn't seem to take too much damage. And there we go. There's also the airfield as well. So that's pretty good. Let's see. Let's do I guess a mass fire on Pavel's corps over here, and see whether or not we can break them with Max Fair von Helsing's corps. So overall, not bad. Lots of good victories over here. Alexander seems to have made a move to relieve the corps that we managed to trap. And I'm looking at these little infantry card symbols. I'm actually kind of curious about the one that the Russians get over here. It looks like they just teched up their infantry. And, oh, that's right, I don't believe the colonial infantrymen here tech up the same way as the ones in Europe do, or perhaps they just cheaped out over here and didn't bother to, do anything with the icons. Either way, it's kind of neat to see. And again, very long after turn processing time. So, hopefully we'll see some improvements on the front here. So now it should be going into late April. And there we go. So let's see. Some armies apparently issued conflicting orders. No, this is probably, that's last term's stuff. Checking on the diplomacy here, just so that we don't miss another, say, nation. Looks like Bulgaria is slowly but surely swinging to our faction. Likewise, the Switzerland's also bouncing about here, so that's good. Looks like is that our card? No, that's the Western powers are starting to try to get Greece. So that is That is a intriguing idea there, so we'll see what happens there. And I think what we'll do here is that I see their card on the United States. We can keep the United States neutral, so I think we'll try to balance it out like that. And they seem to also be trying to influence Belgium, so I think we'll also cancel their progress there. And overall, that is pretty much just that. So we'll let those things happen. Some more stuff about diplomacy. Things move slightly in every other direction. A lot of stuff happening here as well. Lots of movement orders, no units constructed, so that is all good for now. Checking on those rebel movement values once again. I'm not sure if I've said this so far, but starting off in this phase of the war, what will happen is I believe that the rebels here, they'll gradually gain strength in all of our different nations here starting off with 1% each turn, and that's an approximate value. So that'll gradually increase. It looks like Germany, yeah, Germany has a lot of it at the very beginning. I think we started off with 30, and then that, of course, bumped up to 35 eventually, and now it's at 37. The rest of the countries should be fairly low. I mean, Italy just joined the war, so naturally it's at the lowest. Checking up on Russia, it is actually the same as the other nations, which is quite surprising. Likewise, the Serbians lost their capital, so nevertheless, though, they're still going strong, and they don't seem to be surrendering anytime soon. Unlike the British over here, which seem to be they seem to be quite weakened, to say the least. They are actually really losing that. It would seem as though the British AI doesn't play the naval game, in the sense that it doesn't. Yeah, they don't seem to have enacted a Atlantic blockade here, and this is one of the things that I wanted to check out. I sent a coastal submarine over here to check the area out. It looks like they lost some cohesion making their move over here, and yeah, there's actually no blockade onto on Germany right now, so I'm rather surprised by that. And with that said, honestly, there might not be any ships inside the Atlantic. Shipping box severely injuring their cause, in the sense that they won't grab as much money. And mind you, it's British shipping, so it'll affect the French war effort as well, seeing as how they pulled up their state funds in game terms. So yeah, that's kind of alarming, to be frank, but you know what, we'll go with it and we'll see what happens. So in this turn, yeah, this border is still secure, no movements there. In this area of the world, managed to beat back their army, and our core here seems to have a decent chance at making a strike, perhaps. I'll get the recon base, which I believe was ours initially anyways, to railroad home, in a sense there. And let's see, their armies are still quite threatening. Let's actually railroad this force back, and I think we'll get our guys to maintain a defensive posture over here, and just to lock down this area for now. Keep these guys locked up here. So do exactly that. Let's see what else. OHL should probably move, in all honesty. And this might be, yeah, I think I'll just railroad them to Minsk for now. That might be slightly that has the opportunity to go the wrong way, but I think over time it should be fine. Over here, let's get this core. They lost. Oh, actually, this portion of the map switched back into harsh winter. So yeah, that is very unexpected, but I think we'll just keep them still for now. We'll let these guys recover. Maybe that's why they lost half of their cohesion as well. I mean, of course, moving in snow is quite difficult in game terms, and it looks like the Russians over here are also having some similar similar actions. So we'll see whether or not we can make an attack over here as well. That area of the map is handled over here. Our core managed to cross over. They should be converting this tile to our presence now, so that's good. And our big army here is starting to heal up, which is good in cohesion. And would you look at that? They are actually ready for some sort of an offensive action. And I think I'll get them to make a play over the river here, and I'll see what they can do about perhaps doing some moving over here and swinging around and seeing what actually no. I have two big armies over here. One 7,000 power stack, and the other one, of course, the 1,000 stack and 700 stack. So over here, I have a few options for making a few moves. I could try to smash Radomir Putnik's core once more and see how well we can do against pushing him perhaps into the town or perhaps into the countryside here. Though that move might not go too well. In addition, I mean, it is that muddy terrain right now, or that muddy climate right now, so that might not go too well. This core over here, I think these guys, yeah, they have the heavy artillery pieces, so they don't seem to be able to cross over the river all too well. What if I do this? Can I detach all the guns, and would that speed up the movement of one of my cores? Doesn't really, huh? In that case, I think I'll ship them back, and over here, I guess we'll get this army to move forwards by one province, perhaps. Over here, both of these guys are now active, so I'll get them to... Yeah, I think this is what I'll do. I'll get these two corps to make a push through here. The main thing is that I want to corner their army, and the thing is that this lone cavalry unit's quite weak. So actually, we could just hedge the risk here. We'll get 3 army units. We'll move them into this town. So we'll send them off as a separate force. We'll get these 2 forces to make a push into militia and supply over here. And on the central line, we'll just we'll wait slightly more. I really want the weather to clear up because they have an amazing general over there. And perhaps next turn we'll make a push into Serbia, nice and proper. This turn we managed to take a victory objective over here, so that's not bad. We have slightly less combat potential than the Russians inside this area, just going off of the 2 cavalry units, so I don't think we'll do anything there. Checking up over here, not much has happened, so that's good. And inside the African front, we might be able to make a stab into perhaps one of these other towns. We could probably try to go for Mombasa, actually. They seem to only have a single unit there, and it'll only take us 15 days to move there. It doesn't look like the... Oh, looks like this... yeah, they have a few postings over here. It's not too bad, though. We might be able to push into these areas as well. We'll see, though. I think we'll just make this one movement. That'll be it. Here. So, Rel, that'll be the game plan for this part inside the campaign.